All right, welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're digging into a specific gardening note. Notes on Gardening, Part 543, came out May 23rd, 2025.
Pretty recent, yeah.
And our goal, really, is just to quickly pull out the key stuff from this one source. It's about why some specific seedlings were, well, surprisingly tough.
Right. Getting right to the core observation.
Exactly. Let's get informed fast on this little plant puzzle.
And it's interesting, isn't it, how looking closely at something small, like just one person's observation of a seedling,
Yeah,
can actually show you bigger things, about survival strategies in nature.
absolutely. So the main thing the author keeps mentioning, it's about Torenia Fournieri seedlings.
Wishbone flowers, people might know them as.
Right, those lovely little flowers. Specifically after they sprout, the author notes they're remarkably hardy, especially compared to other plants they've grown.
Remarkably hardy for a seedling. That phrase really jumps out, doesn't it?
That does.
Because, seedlings are usually the opposite of hardy. They're so delicate.
Totally. A bit too much water, a gust of wind.
And they're done for.
Well,
Flopped over, washed away. So, yeah, remarkably hardy. That suggests something really different is happening here.
and the evidence the author gives is pretty specific, too. Said even with heavy rain or, direct watering, these little Torenia seedlings just stayed put, firmly anchored.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, no washing out, no falling over.
Okay, that kind of stability against water. That's quite something for a seedling. Pretty rare, I'd say.
Makes you wonder why, right? Yeah. And the author asks that too. Why are these ones so resilient? What's their, secret?
Well, the note floats a couple of possible ideas. Doesn't claim to know for sure, but possibilities.
Okay, like what?
One thought is their physical shape. They're relatively short and dense.
Okay, short and dense.
Yeah, which makes sense, right? If you're closer to the ground, more compact.
Less for the wind or water to grab onto.
Exactly. Lower center of gravity. Probably helps that little root system hold on tight, like tiny little sturdy tanks.
Yeah. Built for holding ground, not speed. And the other idea mentioned.
Their growth rate. Apparently they grow quite slowly.
Slowly, how does that help?
Well, a slower pace above ground might mean they're putting more energy into building roots first. Establishing a really solid anchor underground.
Before shooting up.
Precisely. Get the foundation right, then grow taller. That could definitely make them tougher against being, knocked about or pulled out.
Okay, that makes sense. Now here's another bit that the author found surprising.
Oh.
They planted these seeds really densely, crowded together.
Uh-oh. Usually a recipe for disaster.
Right. But the author hadn't seen any mold issues.
No mold.
Yeah.
With high-density seedlings. Okay, that is genuinely surprising because usually, crowding means poor airflow, dampness, perfect conditions for mold and damping off.
That's what I thought too. So the lack of mold is, pretty noteworthy.
Definitely a deviation. Though the author does still say you need to transplant them, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The note mentions transplanting into individual pots is still needed, probably just for, good spacing and healthy long-term growth.
Right. Not because mold was suddenly expected,
Right.
just good practice.
So pulling this back to you, the listener, why does this little observation about Torenia seedlings matter?
Well, think about it. Maybe you've had seedlings washed out by a sudden downpour. Or you're starting seeds indoors, short on space.
Right. Common gardening headaches.
Exactly. And this Torenia example, it's not just a random plant fact. It shows how specific traits, like being short and dense, or maybe focusing on roots first, are nature's way of solving those exact problems.
Like a mini blueprint for resilience.
Yeah, something you might notice or even look for in other plants when you need something tough for certain conditions.
Okay, so let's sum up what we pulled from this specific note then.
Sounds good.
Torenia Fournieri seedlings, based on these observations, show this unusual toughness against water disturbance, and they seem resistant to mold even when crowded.
And the possible reasons suggested are their short, dense shape and maybe their slow growth strategy.
Right. It's a neat example of getting specific, useful insights from, just one focused gardening note.
It really is. And it leaves you with a thought, doesn't it?
Go on.
Well, if these seedlings are so good at handling water force and crowding, what kind of natural places, what specific environments out there might they be perfectly suited for? Where would those traits be a huge advantage?
Interesting.
And stepping back even further, what does this one little plant strategy tell us about the sheer variety, the incredible diversity of ways plants have figured out how to survive and, just get started in the world?